Welcome back to Bet With Me Dog, episode 5. We are back and we are ready for some football. Who's ready for football, man? We got football tomorrow, Hall of Fame game. No more Sundays for a very long time without football, and I am very excited. Chargers, Lions tomorrow. So we won't be seeing much action, but it's just good to get some football back underway. So I'll start telling you about some news and breaking stuff down as it comes out through the coming weeks up until the regular season. All right, today we're going to get into football, some football stuff. So I'm going to give you my top 10 NFL changes from this offseason. And then I'll jump into the MLB slate. Got some stuff for the early games and a couple of things for the main slate. So let's get right into it. I got a lot to get to. So my top 10 NFL changes for the offseason and their win totals and what I think about if they're going to go over or under that win total. All right, so let's get into it. Number 10, Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans. Obviously a big deal, the number 1 overall pick. According to PFF, the Titans have the top half defensive line in the NFL. They ranked them at 14. So, and with one of the top defensive interior linemen in Jeffrey Simmons, and they got a good enough offense, I believe, with Pollard, Ridley, and some veterans, Lockett and Okonkwo. I think Cam Ward could fit in nicely, especially in that division. They get to play a last place schedule, and their over-under win total sits at 5.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Ward could make a Jaden McDaniels-like run this year. So give me the Titans in the over. I like the over 5.5 for the Titans. Number 9, the Giants quarterback room. So the Giants took forever to sign a quarterback. They were the last team basically to sign a quarterback to get a starter, and I think they made out pretty well. They ended up with Russell Wilson, Jameson Winston as a backup, and drafted Jackson Dart. So I think that's going to bode well for them this year, stabilizing the QB position. And they also got to bolster the defense too in the draft, adding Abdul Carter to Brian Burns and Thibodeau, not to mention the defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. So according to Bleacher Report, their defensive rankings, they rank them defensively of all the NFL teams, and PFF has them third in defensive line ranking. So with the defense and now some stabilization on offense, they also have an over-under of 5.5, and I like their over-under. Their division is going to be a little tough, of course, with the Eagles, Commanders, and Cowboys, but I think the Giants are going to fight. The coaching staff is fighting for their jobs, fighting for their lives, and so is everybody really on the team. So give me the Giants over 5.5, another one that I love. At number 8, Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and the rookie running back Gentry go to Las Vegas. So I kind of like this move too for the Raiders. So they get, all of a sudden they have some stability from the coaching and the quarterback position, which is very essential. I just kind of don't like the pieces around them. Of course, I like Gentry coming in there, but the receiving corp leaves a lot to be desired. And Brock Bowers is going to be really well, so that's going to help them. And the defense is not great, to say the least. And you're going to be in a tough division where there's going to be a lot of points scored. But that over-run total only sits at 6.5. I think they could win 7 games, even going 7-10. So I'll also take the over for the Raiders in this one. All right, number 7, coaching carousel. So one team, the Detroit Lions, lost 2 of their premier coordinators. One, defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets, and Ben Johnson goes to the Bears. So as far as the Jets are concerned, even though I'm wearing the Jets green, I don't. They're over under us at 6.5. I could be very optimistic, and I do this every year to myself. So I'm not going to give an answer for the Jets. I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's better to be a fly in the wall, wait and see with the Jets, man. I believe in them. I think Justin Fields is pretty good. Defensively, we should be better than we were last year. But I have too much of a bias to give an answer. All right, so the Bears, they get Ben Johnson. They steal him from the Lions. He stays in the division. So that's really big for the Bears. I love the bounce back year for Caleb Williams. I think he came in with very high expectations, but I believe that he's going to reach those expectations this year. I think in getting under a good offense. And Ben Johnson, I think that's going to take them to the next level. It is a high number at 8.5, but I think they could eclipse that number with a better defense also this year. So I'll take the over for the Bears at 8.5. And the third team that's in this mix is the Detroit Lions. It's very hard in the NFL to lose coordinators who are really good and continue to win games. And not to say that the Lions are going to be bad. They're going to be very good on both sides of the ball. Their over-under sits at 10.5. But unlike most people, I'm going to take their under. And they probably get to 10 wins. They'll make it close. But when you lose coordinators like that, it's hard to replace. So I'm taking the under for the Lions. All right, number 6. We're going to go to Dallas. And just like George Pickens did. George Pickens was traded to the Cowboys. We got Dak Prescott back off a year where they won 7 games. Their over/under sits at 7.5. I like the over for the Cowboys. The Dak is one of the best QBs in the NFL when he plays. That offense is going to be explosive with Pickens and Lamb, and I'm forgetting my man's name at the tight end spot, who they just signed. I'm blanking right now, but they're going to have a really good on the offensive side of the ball, and defensively they're expected to be okay too. So this is a team that was projected to win double-digit games last year, going into last year. So I like the Cowboys a lot. Give me over 7.5 wins for the Cowboys. All right, number 5, the Patriots. Yes, and I know I've picked a lot of overs, but it's going to slow down a little bit. The Patriots coaching staff, and they add Stephon Diggs. Their over/under sits at 8.5. I love the additions of Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, two of the New England zone. I love the familiarity there. But my problem is I think that they already built in the wins for the Pats. Last year, they kind of did it with the Bears too. The Bears total, I believe, was at 8.5 last year, and the expectations were there for them. They had to be good going into it. And I think that's kind of what they're doing with the Pats. I know they're supposed to be better defensively. They kind of struggled a little bit last year on the defensive side of the ball, and I know they're supposed to take a leap offensively, especially with the addition of Stephon Diggs. But I'm going to take the under here. I'm under 8.5 for the Pats. I do expect them to be better, but with that number built in, I'm taking the under for the Pats. Number 4 affected 2 teams. Sam Darnold goes to the Seahawks, and McCarthy becomes the QB now in Minnesota. So for the Seahawks, after Darnold has his career year, he gets a new coaching staff, a new team, and new receivers, all which is going to equal, for me, an under at that 8.5 number for the Seahawks. It's just too many moving parts. They also get a coach in Kellen Moore, who's a defensive-led coach. So I do expect them to be good on that side of the ball. And this is still Sam Darnold after all. So I'm going to take the under for the Seahawks. And J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings are 9.5, coming off 14 wins last year. A really, really obviously good season. Got bumped in the first round. So McCarthy is set up for success. He's got a lot of pressure on him though for someone who hasn't thrown an NFL snap. So I am going under also for the Vikings. I think they go under that 9.5 number. I think it's a lot of pressure on them and him to get it done, to fit in that offense and to get them to where they need to go. I think they'll be a good team, but there's going to be some growing pains as well. All right, number 3, the Steelers offensive overhaul. So they get Aaron Rodgers, who everybody's crapping on, TJ Metcalf, and Jonnu Smith. So 3 big offensive type players that they didn't have last year to go along with their defense that was really rock solid and at worst should be a top 10 defense in the NFL. So I like Rodgers. Rodgers had 28 touchdowns and 11 picks. If you look at the numbers, you might not believe it, but he was pretty good. He also threw for 3,900 yards, which was 8th in the NFL. So he's old, doesn't give him a lot of upside, but it gives him a chance. And of course, with Mike Tomlin, they're always going to be rock solid. Kind of waiting for the under 500 thing to happen, and I don't think it's happening this year. I think they're going to be pretty good. Their over/under sits at 8.5. I'm taking the over. Number 2, the Denver Broncos. So Denver Broncos with their defensive additions. So they've added Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga, who came over from the Niners, to go along with one of the league's best defensive lines, if not the best defensive line, to go along with linebacker Alex Singleton, and of course, Defensive Player of the Year Patrick Surtain. And they also drafted rookie cornerback Jahad Barron in the first round. So, and he's said to be one of the best corners not named Travis Hunter coming out the draft. So they're going to be awesome on defense. And then they also took care on offense, drafting R.J. Harvey in the second round and J.K. Dobbins as well. So they're going to be really good. Even added and they added a pass catcher in Evan Ingram, so it's hard to see on both sides of the ball. They look really good. Sean Payton's going to lead them, and Bo Nix, his second year, he's only going to get better from here. That team is loaded, man, and that over/under sits at 9.5. I'm taking the over for the Denver Broncos. And then my number one is the San Francisco 49ers. They trade away Debo and they get back Christian McCaffrey. So after paying Ayuk last year, that kind of signaled the end for Debo, hence them trading Debo away. And they also have, I think they have more than enough on offense to get it done at the receiver spot with Ayuk, Jennings, and Pearsall. All just have to stay healthy, but they do have guys there with Shanahan and Brock Purdy, who they paid. And of course, they still have Kittle in the run and passing game, which is going to be essential. And like I mentioned, CMC returns. So that's of course a big deal. He only had 50 carries last year. He's coming off an injury-plagued year, but no playoffs, not a lot of wear and tear last year. Got the rest of the body. So he comes in fresh, still only 29 years old. So he's definitely got something left in the tank for sure. So I really, really like the Niners. And what I really love about them is that they get to play a last place schedule since they finished with only 6 wins last year in the division. So that's going to lead to a lot of easy games for them. So give me their over-under. It sits at 10.5, and I'll take the over. Give me the over for the San Fran 49ers. I've also seen a stat somewhere over the last 20-some-odd years, the 49ers have either missed the playoffs entirely or made it to the NFC Championship or Super Bowl. So they're feast or famine, and I think it's the feast type of year for the 49ers this year. All right, let's get into the games. I have a few baseball games to get to, 2 early games, so that's why I wanted to get these out early to you guys. So my 2 early games, let's start in Chicago with the White Sox. We got the Phillies and the White Sox are looking to, someone's looking to win the series. They split the first 2 games. Green Hauser off a really good start last time against the Cubs, who I had mentioned him going against Imanga, that he'd been pitching well, and he's still pitching well. He's got a sparkling 2.10 ERA on the whole year. He's 6-2 on the year, and he's facing the Phillies and Taijuan Walker. So give me the White Sox, man. I like the White Sox in the spot. Again, they've been playing really well off the break. I like them plus 1.5 at minus 134. I really love the Pirates Giants game. So let's get to it. I love it. You know, the outliers, we got a big money line spread for the Giants, minus 210, and with the 7.5 total, one of my key numbers that I love. And I love both pitchers in this one, so they both get a chance to rack up on the Ks. Both teams are very high in strikeouts, amongst the league leaders in strikeouts. What I find a little bit odd is I'm getting a plus number on both for the Ks, on both Webb and Burrows, but I'm taking it regardless. So Webb is plus 102 to get over 6.5 Ks. I'm taking that. And also Burrows, he's plus 102 to get over 4.5 Ks. And Burrows has been pretty good in terms of the strikeouts. He's got 53 Ks in 52 innings. I like both of them to go over in the Ks. The Giants have lost 5 straight, so they've been reeling. I'll take the Pirates plus 1.5 in this one as well. And that sits at minus 126. All right, up to the main slate. I got a couple games that I really like. Tampa. First, we're going to start in New York, Tampa Bay, and the Yankees. Warren is a big K player. I believe he has 124 Ks in 104 innings, I believe. His K prop only sits at 4.5, and that's minus 152. I love his K prop. Freed K'd 9 Rays last night. So give me Warren over 4.5 strikeouts. And Cody Bellinger is red hot. So give me him to get a hit at minus 230. And I also like the Yankees to win this game of the rubber match and win the series. Yankees money line is minus 145. All right, last game, Dodgers, Reds. We got Nick Martinez versus Ohtani starting or opening, and Sheehan's supposed to pitch the majority of the game. I like the Reds in this one. Nick Martinez has pitched pretty well. He's won 5 of his last 6 starts. Pretty impressive. I think the Reds keep it close. Give me the Reds at plus 1.5, and you get a really good number, minus 111, to keep it at plus 1.5. Ellie De La Cruz has killed the Dodgers in his career. In 15 games, he's batting .293, 17 hits, 2 home runs, and 11 runs. I like him to get a hit at minus 190. All right, lastly, let's wrap it up with the home run rankings. If there's one guy we're going to beat up on tonight, it's going to be Zach Little. Zach Little he gave up two more home runs in his last start. He's given up 26 on the year. He's given up a ton of home runs. So I got 3 plays for you. Let me give you the first one is Jazz Chisholm plus 300 to hit a home run. Give me Jazz Chisholm at the third to hit a home run. All right, number 2. I haven't really spoke about this guy yet, but he's quietly still raking. I believe he's over 300 in his last 7 games. Cal Raleigh. Give me Cal Raleigh at a home run against Springs tonight. Plus 172 to hit a home run. And he's batting .331 against lefties on the year. And he has 16 home runs on that side of the plate. Give me Cal Raleigh to hit a home run. And my number 1 guy of the night, he just hit a home run last night. And he, like I said earlier, he's been red hot. Give me Cody Bellinger, the lefty, to hit a home run. Plus 390 to hit a home run for Cody Bellinger, my number 1 guy of the night. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you on Friday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, peace.